All right. What's up? It's your boy Dwell, aka Mr. J, aquí en la casa, coming at you sideways. Hopefully everybody's having a good day, a blessed day. Thank you all for watching my other videos. I've been posting up some videos, so I've been getting some views on them. Thank you very much. Today I got a special guest. You want to introduce yourself?
Hey, how's everybody doing? My name is Frank Castrejon, 47. Don't know what else to say.
That's okay. No, this is Frank. Thanks. Shout out to Stoop Down, Fred Medina, for hooking this up together. Go check out Fred Stoop Down. I have a podcast with him too, and go check out his IG. Pretty good art out there, and a good podcast. So thank you once again for putting this together. He told me, like I said, the other day, he told me about you, and I was like, you gotta bring him in, and we're here today, man. Thank you for coming by. I appreciate it. And te lo agradezco mucho for coming by. How you feeling today?
I'm feeling great, man. Thanks. No problem. Thanks for inviting me. Appreciate it.
Cool. I didn't even know you were coming from far, man. I thought you were local around. I thought you lived close by. So usually I ask people where you're coming from, but traffic was bad. You were saying, huh?
Yeah. Well, I lived and grew up here in Santa Ana, and then we moved to Anaheim. But right after we moved to Anaheim, I went into the Marines, where I served 11 and a half years. And then I came back and moved over to Eastville, Riverside. And that's where I live now. And so, yeah, I tried to leave. I left at 4, thinking I was going to get here with plenty of time. So I apologize for arriving a little bit late.
And we're good too, cause Fred came by. Like I said, once again, thank you for coming by, and thank you for the hookup, for helping putting this together. Pretty much, Frank right here. The way when Fred put this, told me about you. I was like, you got to bring him in. So Frank is an ex-veteran, right?
Yeah.
Or a veteran, an ex-veteran, cause.
No, ex-veteran.
An ex-veteran. So he's a veteran for the U.S. Army, right?
No. A combat veteran for the Marine Corps.
Oh, okay, sorry. I know you told me that, but I got it messed up. But so Frank is a Marine vet.
Correct. Yeah.
What did you say right now? Combat what?
Combat vet. That's because I served in combat in Iraq.
Okay. That's what you call it, a combat vet.
Yes.
So if you serve in a war, you're a combat vet.
Yes. Correct. If you served in combat, then after you get out, you're a combat veteran.
Okay. So not everybody. So pretty much like, because there's guys that don't go to see that type of action. So say they do 3-4 years, they're just considered
veterans. They're just veterans. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They wouldn't be combat veterans.
Oh, I didn't know that, man. Yeah. I didn't know that. But when they celebrate Veterans Day, it's obviously for everybody, right?
Correct.
Yeah, it's
for everybody who served.
Yeah, they because everybody's a vet.
Yes.
In their own right. And I want to thank you for the service you did. That's you served for a good while, man. 12 years or 11 years?
11 and a half. 11 and a half.
Well,
it's I served 11 and a half because I was medically discharged. So pretty much medically retired because I'm 100% disabled.
Wow.
I was injured in combat. So I'm 100% disabled. So I served only 11 and a half years. I honestly wanted to serve 20 years, retire from the Marine Corps. That was my goal. Unfortunately, I couldn't do that. I was
okay.
I won't say forced out, but medically retired.
So to retire, how many years do you have to do?
20 years.
20 years. Okay. Oh man, that's still a long time, right?
It's a long time, but for me, I mean, 11 and a half years didn't seem like a long time. So 20 years wouldn't have seemed like a long time for me when you do something that you're enjoying so much. Okay. So I mean, being a Marine, I was enjoying it a lot. That I don't think 20 years would have seemed like a long time.
Yes, I get it. I get that for sure. You got to enjoy your job. Well, first time I ever hear someone say, I enjoy my job being a Marine, you know, I don't, that's cool. I don't meet too many Marines. And if I meet one, I don't have conversations with him in regards to whatever experience he has. Yeah. So you're the first one I'm gonna have a conversation with, and you know, hopefully we have a good time. I want to go back a little bit also. You know, I'm gonna ask you a couple questions. I want to go back, but I want to get some of your stories. But I also want to ask this: what, like, it's a long still in the military. Like, let's just say right now. Well, for example, right now, just like, say you did 12 years. Like, what do you do? Like, even if there's no threat, no war, no nothing, what would you be doing? Let's just say if you continued going on, because obviously we assume everything's fighting, but what would you be doing?
If there's no wars going on, what would we
just
doing?
Like a peaceful time, what would you be doing? No, like nobody gets shipped out of seas in regards to fighting, like what? Or
it depends on the job that you have. In the military. We call it MOS, military occupational specialty. So your job, for example, mine was infantry. What we would be doing is training. I train mostly in Camp Pendleton, so we will be out there in the mountains. We will be out there, just training in the dirt, in the mud, in the wooden houses, in the range firing, trying to perfect our accuracy. Just preparing for war, preparing for any possible.
Just staying ready, right?
Staying ready, yeah.
Yeah, because I've been to Camp Pendleton. Well, when I used to paint, and the company that I work for painted. This was probably like 2003, 2002. They painted like the Doom Barracks. I think it was Palos Verdes or something like that. Mm-hmm. We painted those pretty much. I think it was like 6 buildings. And I was in there painting for a couple months, man. So I got to see a little bit of what Camp Pendleton is. Okay. It's like a city, huh?
It's like a mini city. Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah.
But it's like a mini city, but then it has a large area where jets actually train, and that requires miles and miles of space and mountain space. So yeah, it's got its extension.
Yeah, so I remember I drove. They said, "Hey, go to the other job site and go get some paint from over there." I went in mi troca, and at that time I used to smoke, you know, during work hours and stuff like that. So I was just like, yeah, I took a hit. Well, actually, no, never mind. Not in there. Ya me acordé. Not in there, because I remember, different story, but yeah, I don't remember. It wasn't there. I was thinking of some other spot. But I remember just driving, and it took like three miles to get there.
Oh yeah.
3 miles and up the hills and stuff like that.
You gotta go to hills, mountains. It's and then you hit the little town in that area.
Yeah, it's big. There's houses, you know.
Yeah.
It's a trip. I was tripping out when I was there. I was like, that's one of the first times, I'll be honest, I said mi respetos, you know. I said, because we'd pull up from here to there. We start at 6:30. I pull up by like 5 a.m. because I want to beat traffic, get there early. I don't want to get there late, and I'll sleep right there till 6:30, you know. But you're driving in the dark at, like I said, like at 5 a.m. to where you're gonna get, and all of a sudden a truck comes up, and you see like thousands of people running, and I was like, oh man.
Yeah.
And one more thing, I'm not, but I remember seeing like the movies. I was there, and you see like 1,000 guys. This was already during the day, like chanting those songs that they
marching. Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, that's when I said, mi respetos.
Left, right, left.
Yeah.
Left, right, left.
Yeah.
And then, it's there's always gonna be Marines marching in Camp Pendleton. 2 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning. They'll be marching. Somebody in the front has the staff, you know, carrying the unit number and name. And
that's a trip.
they'll be chanting different songs. It's motivational. It's I mean, even now, I smile just thinking about it
Yeah, I
because
see you.
it takes me back to those days where I still want to do it. Like I said, unfortunately, I can't even go running anymore because I injured myself like in Iraq. So
Oh, man.
my back is pretty much done with.
And
Yeah.
but you're okay. You could walk. I see you walk.
I walk with a cane.
Yeah.
I use a cane that I have.
Okay
and,
as can be, right? Pretty. You know what I mean. But
Yeah.
that's good, right? That's what I'm saying. It's good. You could walk. So
Yeah. Yeah.
hey, I there's people in wheelchairs, they can't walk, but good that you're still right here walking, man. What were you doing before you got into the Marines? And two questions. What made you want to get into the Marines?
Well, I really wasn't doing much before the Marines because I joined the Marines right after high school. I did take one semester of community college at Orange Coast College. So I graduated from Valley High School back in 1993. I took one semester at Orange Coast College, and I was just sitting there taking classes, and I just felt like it wasn't for me, that I wanted to do something else. It was something inside me was just itching to do something else. And I started feeling, for some reason, more patriotic, and I just started thinking about my parents for some reason, and we were taking I remember in the history class or English class, we were discussing Mexican culture, and I just started thinking about my parents and how they immigrated to this country, and this country has been great to them. And I started thinking about, what can I do for this country, or repay this country back. And I started feeling patriotic, and for some reason I started thinking about the military. And once I thought about the military, it was just the Marines. That was it. There was no other service that I even considered. It was just, I'm going
That
to
was
the
your first
Marines,
thought?
and that was I mean,
First choice, last choice.
that was it. I had heard that they were the toughest, the hardest, and I seen their uniform and just thought that it was the best looking uniform. I mean, of course, I wasn't going in just because of the uniform, but it just, they looked more professional in uniform, more respectful, and I told my parents I'm gonna quit this college thing and go into the Marines, and maybe just do 4 years and maybe go back to college and use the MGI bill, which is where if you do your 4 years, the military pays your tuition and pays you a lot more money. I don't know how much money more it is right now, but it's thousands more. So I was gonna do that, but I told my parents, and they weren't too happy. But my mom cried.
I bet.
And the day came, and I shipped off and went off to boot camp, and served my 4 years. But I loved it so much that I went into the reserves, and from the reserves, during the reserves came 9/11.
What?
And then I went back to active duty.
Oh, okay. So how, you actually did your first years, 4 years.
Yeah.
What's the limit?
In the Marine Corps, because it's different for the each. I think for each service, but in the Marine Corps, it's the minimum is 4 years.
Oh man,
Yeah,
that's a lot. I mean, still, It
for
could,
enlisted.
yeah, it's still. I mean, 4 years. I mean, it goes by fast, but at the same time, 4 years is a good time. A good amount of time. Um, and at that time, you were about how old? Like 18, 19?
18.
18.
Yeah.
And in those 4 years, you were. It was peace times, or.
Oh yeah, there was peace.
Okay, so you had a, you pretty much just trained and you didn't have no job there besides whatever your position is.
Well, at that time, my job actually was I was in infantry at that time. My job was disbursing, which is accounting. I chose that job because I thought I was going to do that job in the Marines, get out and go to college for maybe accounting and use that experience from the Marines. But like I said, then I went into the reserves, and once 9/11 hit, I asked to be trained as a infantryman and did 1 year of training, OJT, which is on the job training, and became an infantryman and joined the grunts, the infantry.
Oh man, so you did your 4 years, and we're gonna get into it. I mean, I just want kind of like little explanations. So you went in, you did your 4 years, and then when you got out, you went to as a reserve. What is a reserve?
Reserve is somebody who's not in the Marines completely, like their complete life. They get to stay at home and live just like a normal life, except that on 1 weekend out of the month, they go on base and live as a Marine, and are part of the training completely for 1 weekend. They cannot go out of base or see their family or do anything. They have to train there and do whatever the training requires for 1 weekend. But once that weekend is done, they get to go back home, and that's it. And they get paid for their one weekend. But once a year, for 2 weeks, they have to go in and do 2 weeks of training.
Oh, okay.
So that's a reservist. Active duty is you're pretty much living as a Marine, and you are stationed wherever they send you, and you live there full time.
Oh, okay. And those 4 years you were active duty. That's what it is. Okay.
Yeah.
So you were saying, because this is, I'm gonna go into it, pero so pretty much as a reserve, do you have to go to war?
Yeah.
You have.
Yeah. You even though you're living at home and only training during the weekend, and even in the Marine Corps, there's a difference between the Marine Corps and the other services. Even if you're a cook or a clerk in the Marine Corps, you can be chosen to or told to go to war.
Oh man!
And you have to go to war. You pick up a rifle. Because every Marine gets sent to train out in the field. At least 2 weeks out of the year. They get sent, even if you're a cook or a clerk, you get sent to train just to be prepared for combat. Other services don't do that. If you're a cook, you pretty much are a cook. You during wartime, they don't really send you to combat. Only the infantry units go to combat.
Okay.
So
you didn't volunteer. Pretty much, you still it's volunteer or not volunteer no more. When since you were in the reserve and 9/11 hit, what did you think? Like oh shoot, I'm going, or they called you, or what was your thought when that happened? Like what was the scene right there? Like they called you up a day, 2 days later. Hey, come over here, or you went over there, or what was that like that story?
Okay. 9/11 is a touchy subject. Where I remember sleeping one morning, and I got a phone call. And it was my mom, and she's like, "Are you watching the news?" And I'm like, "No, ¿qué pasó, mamá? You know, what happened, mom?" And she's like, prende la tele, turn on the TV. You got to see what's going on. She was at work, and she was telling me to turn on the TV and watch the news. So, I hung up and I turned on the news, and they were talking about the second plane had just hit the tower. No, I'm sorry. The first plane had hit the tower, and I was affected. It was emotional. It was it was sad to see that, and people were talking about, is this what's going on? Is this I was watching the news, and the news reporters were talking. Is this a terrorist attack or not? What's going on? Then the second plane hit, and then the reporters were all in agreement. This is a terrorist attack.
Damn.
And in my mind, right away, I thought to myself, we're going to war. It hit me. It hit me. It just hit me. We're going to war. As I lay there, in bed, still trying to wake up. In my mind, I just knew it was like, we're going to war, and I knew that my unit was gonna call me, and that I was gonna have to tell my parents that we were gonna go to war. And in a way, it excited me because it's what you train for.
Yeah.
Just like a police officer trains to put an end to a confrontation.
Yeah.
A firefighter puts all this training to put an end to a fire. We, as an infantryman, you train to go to war, and but at the same time, it saddened me because I was like, oh, how am I going to tell my parents?
Yeah. Man.
All these thoughts were going in my head in like a matter of seconds as I just lay there, like I said, trying to just wake up.
Did they call you?
They
called
you.
They
didn't actually have to call me because I was already a reservist for the unit, and I decided to go in and go active duty myself.
Damn.
Before, and I signed the paperwork, and I actually was there already before they even started calling people.
Oh shoot!
And one of my
you were ready then, huh?
Yeah, I was ready. So
ready.
Actually, one of my jobs as the guy helping out was to call people and tell them that we were being activated, that we were going to go to war.
That's what it's called? What do they say? Like, when you call somebody, you don't say we're going to war, right? You say, what do you say?
We're being activated.
Oh shoot!
Yeah.
And everybody already understands what that means.
Yeah. And then they were at that time I was a corporal, and they were like,
they don't say
Corporal Castrejon, are you serious?
Damn.
And I was like, yeah, this is the real deal. We're get ready.
How do you guys say it? All
PFC,
calm or
so and so? Or
do you say it all calm, or do you say, "Come on, let's like"?
No,
apresurado.
I'll calm because that they have to tell their parents, and for them it might be
everybody's different, huh?
Yeah. So that was one of my jobs while I was there helping out the unit. It was to call. I had the list, and I was going down the list, just calling Marines, telling them, "Hey, we're being activated. Get ready."
It's not like the movies, huh? Acá joking up, pero get your ass up. No, nothing like that, right?
No. That's boot camp. That's boot camp, man. That's boot camp.
No, but man, I don't know what I'd do if they call me. Even for like a draft, we haven't had one of those, right? But
no, we haven't had a draft.
For a draft, like me, my age, would they still call me? Because I'm registered. I mean, probably has another name, but. Pero, I'm still registered under, how you have to sign up.
Drafts, I think the age is only like from 18 to about 27 or something like that they usually go for.
Oh, okay,
so,
okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't think they will be calling anybody your age.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. I didn't know. You know, you never know. You know, I mean, like, well, what are we
Yeah,
gonna do? Go
yeah.
to Mexico? You know, like, let's
Vámonos,
pues vámonos.
vámonos pues. Si se
Either
tiene
that
que ir,
or
se
go to
tiene que
Mexico.
ir.
You know. Where else are we gonna go? To jail? You know. It's three things, right? Go to jail,
Mexico.
go to war, go to jail, or go to. They take you
Me-
to jail, right? If you refuse, or what?
Yeah, yeah. If you first refuse the draft, they take you to they can take you to jail.
Oh damn.
Yeah, yeah.
They trial you, pues. You go to court and or what? Like, or they just it's automatic.
That I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
I don't
okay.
know. I don't want to say something incorrect.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, cause I was just wondering. Good thing now I know. You know, I mean, hopefully none of this happens. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, and do you remember the day you arrived? Where did you go when that happened? It was Iraq.
Well, first we went to so we got activated. Then we went to 1 year of training over in Camp Pendleton. We trained for 1 year. We trained there. We trained in the hills and mountains of Camp Pendleton. We went to Death Valley. We trained in the desert out there, and prepared. And then they told us, "Hey, get ready for war." Then they sent us to Kuwait. In Kuwait, we were part of a unit that protected a base there, Camp Commando. We were the security force. I remember, oh damn! I remember a standing post, meaning we were me and one other Marine were on lookout on a post on a wooden little hut,
Like
out like a couple yards of the camp with our rifles, looking out to making sure that nobody was coming towards the camp. And there were a couple of those spread out around the camp. And my shift was from like what was the time? It's something like from 1 to like 6 in the morning. And that was the worst because out in the desert it is freezing. I mean,
Man.
it was freezing as hell. I can't describe it.
for a desert? Is it a desert?
It was a desert, but it's just because there's no hills, nothing to guard the wind. So all the wind was coming towards us. My teeth wouldn't stop chattering. My toes hurt so much. My fingers hurt so much. We were trying to make conversation with each other, but at times we would just it would be where we just drift off because it was so cold that we would lose focus of the conversation. And yeah, it was bad. It was just freezing cold. And, you know, and then you try to focus on your job, which is be on the lookout for any possibilities of anybody, you know, trying to come in to the camp. Yeah, that was one of my worst experiences while we were during the camp.
And that was at Kuwait. Where is Kuwait? Like close to
Kuwait was right next the border, right next to Iraq.
Oh, okay.
So we were on a camp right there, getting ready to cross into Iraq. So we did a couple months, I believe, there, and then we moved over to some tents pretty much on the border, right on the border of Iraq, waiting for the word from the President Bush at that time, to say if we were going to go in or not. And one morning, it was one night, it was I don't know around what time, something around 8 or 10. We came in the radio that, hey, we're going in, and we took everything apart and packed our things and got on the vehicles and started crossing into Iraq, and that's how it all started. The war started. We crossed right into Iraq, and we were told that we were the first unit as far as Marines go to go into Iraq.
Damn.
So, yeah, that was our unit out of Los Alamitos, Golf Company 223. That means 2nd Battalion, 23rd Marines.
How many guys? Like in your, I don't understand much military, but from the movies, it's pretty much like crews, right? Like, did you have a crew pretty much? Your battalion is your crew?
Yeah. Battalion is huge.
Okay.
Let's see. We had pretty much our company is.
That's what you call it.
Is what we call it. The company is what it's the closest. And then you have your platoon, which is what you know the best. That's the guys that you hang out with.
Okay.
So your platoon is probably about 10 Marines, something like that. And you pretty much are the ones that you know the
you get all
the
close
best.
with them.
Yeah. And like I said, the company is could be about 100 Marines or so.
Okay.
And but that's the unit that you're stationed with somewhere in California.
That's like a whole camp, pretty much. Once you settled in Iraq, like your company is like a camp, and then there's different companies, or
there's different companies, and a couple companies make up a battalion, and then there's different battalions, and we all moved in together into Iraq.
Oh damn, that's a trip. Was there a lot of Mexicanos or no?
Oh yeah,
there's a lot.
Yeah, because
or Latinos. I'm not trying to exclude anyone, but yeah,
yeah.
Because I see, I'm not a YouTube guy, but there's a lot of YouTube channels.
Yeah.
Where these guys are fighting que Latinos and Mexicanos, but at the end, respetos to everybody,
Yeah.
Yes. But yeah, I'm still gonna say for Mexicanos,
Hey.
Was there a lot? There's a lot, pretty much. Anybody from? ¿No te topaste con alguien else around here close by?
No. It's cool, like when you meet somebody like Los Angeles or Fresno, somewhere close. But I never met anybody like from Santa or Riverside.
Oh, okay.
Anything close by. But just I met some from Los Angeles and Fresno. That was about the closest.
Is it pretty mixed? Like, let's just say your platoon, that's what you call it, your 10 groups. Let's just say for there, was it mixed, like different?
Yeah. But it was mostly mostly I would say about 90% Latino. 90% Latino. Because it's from the unit is local. It was from Los Alamitos.
Oh, okay.
So it's more local.
San Diego,
more local people that join. So it was more Latinos.
So okay, this is a good question. Like when you're there at war, okay, these two questions. When you're at your camp, 90% is Latino at your camp, more or less, Camp Pendleton. Like 90% you say is Latino, you said?
In Los Alamitos, my unit.
Los Alamitos is over here.
Yeah, Los Alamitos, my unit was about like 90% Latinos.
Okay. What about at Camp Pendleton? What is the most type people you see?
No, Camp Pendleton will be all mixed.
Okay.
I couldn't say what's the percentage of the people there, but it's all mixed.
But you do see a lot of whites, a lot of Asians, a lot of black people.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
What about when you were at Iraq? Like, is it también diverse pretty much?
Yes. Yeah.
Because they're everybody from different states, right?
Oh yeah. You meet it from different states, and it's just interesting to talk to some people from different states and get to know them. Their traditions from their states, and the cultures from over there.
Damn.
Just stuff like that.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's cool. Different states, different like all I got. Like I said, everything I know is TV. I obviously it's a movie. It's drama. It's scripted. It's exaggerated, probably. But if so, I just kind of pretty much going off that too. Pero how was it like when you got to Iraq and you pulled up? Did you llegaron a un lugar and then what?
For us, it was our unit was pretty much had one job. It was to go all the way to Tikrit, which was Saddam Hussein's main city, main palace, and
That was like the first thing you
that was our main job, which was gonna we knew was gonna take us a long time, and we had a convoy of vehicles. A convoy meaning a long row of vehicles. We had a convoy just going all the way there with that mission, and it took us. We were there for weeks, traveling all the way up there, and on the way there we had firefights. Damn. And we accomplished our mission by getting there, and on the way there having those fights.
Well, that's where I wanted to get to. We'll get to right there.
Yeah.
But like that, pretty much that's what I wanted to ask. Like, kind of wanted to see what was your first firefight. Like, how did it happen? You know. Tell me, how did it happen?
All right. Let's see. So we are. We're in a row of vehicles. We're in a row of vehicles, the convoy, and we're traveling, and we're about to go into, I believe, Fallujah, the city of Fallujah, which became notorious later on for fights. But at that time, as I said, we were the first unit to go in. We didn't know anything about that city pretty much. We started to go in, and all I know is that we were told to stop, and everything stopped. The vehicle stopped, and we were told to dismount and get out and seek cover. And I just remember hearing from a distance, the weapons firing, and it sounded like when we were trained in the mountains of Camp Pendleton. So it didn't seem real yet that off in the distance there was shooting going on. So that was actually...
It didn't click in that they were actually aiming at you, ahora sí, for real?
That there was actually fighting off on the distance of, like I said, we were in a row of vehicles, and in the front of the row of vehicles there was, I guess, the front vehicle caught fire or was being shot at, and they were returning fire, meaning just shooting back, and at the same time, that is where I got my injury, is because when we were jumping off the Humvees to seek cover, when I jumped off with all my gear, I think about 60 pounds of gear we had, because our weapons and grenades and everything that we were carrying, I jumped off and something got caught on my harness, my belt, and I felt I jumped up, and then I went straight down, landing on my hip, and I felt this tremendous pain in my back. But I got up and followed the rest of the Marines, and we went behind this hill, and I just remember feeling this horrible pain in my back and my hips, and all I did for the next 3 months was when I did bring it up to the corpsman, which is like the platoon's medic. They would give me pretty much like Tylenol, and I still served my time there, which was
so
5 months. I think we were there for 5 months.
Oh, okay. So that's how you got your disability? That's how it started?
That's how it started. So when I came back, it slowly progressed where I didn't feel anything for years, and then like the last few 6 years, it started to slowly get worse. Like I said, I mean, prior to the last 6 years, I was still running, I was still skateboarding, something that I used to do a lot before. I was still coaching my son's baseball and soccer team. I could still do a lot of stuff, and then it just started getting worse, and it just like multiplied. Where the last 3 years it just became worse and worse. Where now I need to walk with a cane, and my disability went up to 100% and unemployable, and I can't even really carry anything. So
shoot. Man, that's hardcore. And you still, you how many years did you do like that in serving, or how long was it? How long did you serve like that still?
Hurt?
Yeah.
Well,
you said we kind of in the beginning, right?
So I hurt myself, and I still did the 5 months there.
Oh, okay.
In Iraq, and then when I came out, I brought it up, and I was pretty much on what they call a medical hold for about a year and a half. And when you're on medical hold, all you do is paperwork, or you sit at a desk and help out, do simple jobs.
Okay.
And that's what I did for about a year and a half, and then I was released.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Man, but still, you did your 5 months like that, man. Is that how long?
Well, I did it because it was combat, and I couldn't really get out. And they were giving me Tylenol for the pain, and we didn't know what I had. And when I came back, the X-ray showed that I had a ruptured disc.
Oh, damn.
And now, for some reason, I have 3 ruptured discs. So it got worse and worse.
Oh, damn.
Where now I have 3 ruptured discs, and the doctors can't do anything. They can't even do surgery because it's according to them, it's too close. And all they say, all you can do is self-medicate, and that's all. Well, where they give me I gotta take 29 painkillers a day. Damn. And I do that, and I take I use weed too, so that the doctors at the VA know that, and they actually encourage it. They just can't prescribe it.
Yeah.
So
you gotta get it outside from
I get
personal doctor.
From dispensaries. I just get it from dispensaries. So, but like I said, the VA doctors, they know that they all know that I use cannabis weed, and they say, go ahead, if that helps you, but they just can't prescribe it because it's not federally
it's
legal.
not legal.
Yeah.
And when you like the time you were there, were you fighting like the Iraq army, or were you fighting like
the Iraqi army?
Okay. Because from like I know from like right now in Afghanistan, it's not really the army, right? It's pretty much like a rebel group, right?
Yeah, that's totally different from Afghanistan.
So
in
Iraq,
Iraq,
you're fighting military with military.
Yeah.
Iraq.
In Iraq, we were fighting the Iraqi army. Unfortunately, they were not in uniform. They were just dressed in normal clothing. So it was a different fight where you couldn't really tell who was who, and so it was really tense.
Oh man,
tense.
I bet.
Yeah.
So pretty much even people could be dressing like that and shooting at you guys.
Oh yeah. They would. You don't know who was the enemy, and so you had to be aware. 24/7. You were on your how can I say on your nerves. Nerves were just you couldn't take it. It was you would just tense up.
So good. Actually, I was gonna go there. So pretty much, not to say it, but would you be scared being over there?
Oh,
is this like you can say, were you scared? Like even though you had to do your thing,
Yeah, I'll be honest.
It's scary, huh?
If anybody who has ever been over there in combat tells you that they were not scared, I don't know, man. I think they're you've heard people saying that they're lying, and and who've said that, I agree with them. Um, yeah, it's scary. It is honestly, combat is scary as hell. It's it's funny because you still want to go back. I even now, I mean, if I could, I would go back. Uh, it's something that it's inside of you as a Marine, that you train for, that you want to do, but it's it's scary as hell.
Would you just drive cars, or would you get on helicopters, jump down, or would they drop you off?
No, no. Our unit, we were infantry, so we were more ground.
Okay.
And but while we were in Iraq, we did have support. There was one time where there was this little hut that we had to kind of cross. I mean, pass by, and we were kind of nervous about this hut. We weren't sure about it. We thought that there was enemy in there, and I guess that after a little reconnaissance mission, some Marines went closer and surveyed it, and they came back. I guess there was enemy there. We called helicopter units, and it was nice to see these two choppers, these two helicopters, come by and completely just decimate, destroy, with their miniature missiles, just destroy this hut. And it was awesome that our unit can call that. Damn. and have it done. Up. Yeah, and off they went, and we were able to continue our mission and continue up to Crete. So we had that. There was one time where
no jets,
yeah, no. I was gonna say that there was one time where the Air Force helped us out by dropping bombs across this mountain with one of their I think they're called A-10s, Warthogs. And then on the way back, it flew over us and did like their way of saying hello, where they fly over and they dip their wings left and right, and so they did that over us, just kind of saying hello and then taking off.
We good,
but yeah,
we got them. Don't worry, let's go.
And so we continued our mission to Crete, and when we went over to the city, through the city where they had dropped the bombs, we saw, the enemy, and we saw like these tanks and a lot of the soldiers just completely destroyed. And we were like, okay, great. They had tanks, and they would have gotten us. So
that war in Iraq, is that war on terrorism? Is that what it was, or?
Yeah, that's what it was.
That's what it was.
War
right?
on terrorism. It was pretty much how do you call it? It was a response to 9/11.
Yeah. And did you experience seeing that, like cars getting blown up, people blowing themselves up, any of that?
No. All we experienced were the Iraqi army.
Oh, okay. And I don't know if you could answer this. Is that still a different battle than by fighting a army, where you can believe is trained, a military, right? That's what you call everything, right? Military. Yeah. I could say you were in the military.
Yeah.
All together is military, right? Air Force.
Yeah.
Army.
Yeah.
You could say military.
The military.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's just say fighting. Do you think it would be different fighting like the Iraqi military, or fighting like at Afghanistan with terrorists? Because that one was like a group, right? That one wasn't military. They weren't fighting a different military in Afghanistan.
fighting. Yeah, it's a different type of fight. If you're gonna fight an army, compared to fighting like a group.
Yeah.
Yeah, because a group doesn't have all these weapons like tanks and they wouldn't have all that high tech equipment.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it will be different, but they will be in areas like mountains where they will know the terrain perfectly, and it would confuse you, and they have an advantage there. Yeah, so it's
still different. Yeah, it's a whole different fight.
Yeah, completely different.
Because they're not obviously. It's like saying just put it like if I fight a boxer, like a boxer, and I'm gonna fight him as a boxer, I know how he's gonna box. Now if I fight a MMA fighter, that's gonna like a la brava, I really don't know how he's gonna come at it, right? Because that's what I'm saying. So, like you fighting an army, you gotta get an idea of how they're gonna fight, pretty much, right?
Yeah, it's different. So it's different fighting.
And fighting those guys is like fighting, you know what they're capable of, but they're gonna come at it different still, you know?
Yeah.
Cool. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
And like man, that's a trip. Did you ever like you didn't see like Saddam Hussein there? Did you see him?
No, that was our main mission. Was
that later on?
When we came back, I remember going into driving in one morning to my unit, and hearing in the radio that we got him, and I was just I pulled over to the side, and I just remember just hitting the dashboard just out of excitement, and just thinking, great, all the time that we spent over there trying to find them, they finally got them, and it felt great.
Man, that's a trip.
But that was a few months after we had come back already.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Man, and you said you spent months trying to get to that city, weeks trying to get to the city. In after you got there, like how was the road, bro? Like in those weeks, like what would you go through? Would you eat? Would you sleep? Would you, what was the like your day like?
Okay, at that time there was we didn't have a basis set up like they do now. It was pretty much our vehicles. That's all we had. So we would go on the road and travel to try to get to Tikrit, the main city, and pretty much we were trying to get to the main city, his main palace, and so we would pull over to the side, and that's we would get off and just kind of make tents, and that's where we would sleep, and set up a schedule where one marine from each little platoon would stay awake and patrol the area, and the rest can get some sleep, and so you would schedule that around so that everybody had a fair chance of getting some sleep.
Man, it's a lot of work. Is it stress? Can you call it stress?
It's stressful because you're trying to go to sleep, and you have somebody's got your back, but at the same time, that if you get captured, you've heard about stories where at that time they were cutting the prisoners' necks, and that you don't want to get captured, so it's scary trying to go to sleep, knowing that the enemy's out there trying to capture you or kill you at that moment.
Man, that's scary.
So yeah, it was
going through that. I can't imagine it.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. For all you guys that do it, because at the end of the day, we're chilling. I'm doing my podcast. I'm doing and you guys do your thing.
Yeah.
To to all you militants who have served. Thank you. You know, like I said, the ones before and the ones now, I'm chilling. You know, thanks to you guys. I do my podcast. I drink my beer, and you guys go and do your thing, man. You know, mis respetos. Thank you for doing what you're doing, for what you did. You know, now let me ask this one. I just thought about it right now too. Like, was there more times that you guys started something, or was it more times that you guys had okay, they're shooting at us or whatnot, and you guys had to get ready?
No. It was more times where we had to defend ourselves because we would travel, and as we were going to a town, we didn't know if they were going to shoot at us or not, and all of a sudden they started opening fire, and all the vehicles were stopped, and we would have to return fire, either from the vehicles or get out of the vehicles and seek cover, depending on the situation, and the word from the commanders or the officers, and so we would return fire, and that's how it went down.
And man, well, obviously, like Eazy-E says, you know, I shot, he shot. As you can see, I could smoke his ass. So pretty much, you guys won those, right?
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. More than not that we won.
Well, that's good, bro. That's good. And you said it was convoy, right?
Yeah, convoy, meaning a large number of vehicles in a row. So that's how.
Man, but otherwise you got a compañeros that still get hurt, that still get injured, that still get probably.
Yeah, we
killed,
had some Marines that got injured. We had one from our unit. We had one Marine get unfortunately get killed. Yeah, but couple injuries.
Yeah, that's so not too many losses in your
not
your
in
time there.
Yeah, not in our time, not in our unit.
Okay, that's good. That's good, man. But it's still scary. I imagine. You know, I'm pretty sure. You know, it's not all happy once you're there. At times, there's guys that lose. You know, right? I'm pretty sure, and that's hardcore, man. You know, you never. How can you say it? You never know what's gonna happen, or
No, you never know. There was one situation where we were sleeping, and all of a sudden at around 3 a.m, we got ambushed. We were sleeping by woods, and from the woods we came the rounds, the bullets, and we had to get out and find cover, and we hid behind these large tires from a 10-ton vehicle that we had, and you never know what could happen. That was one situation where we're just trying to get some rest, some sleep, and all of a sudden 3 a.m, we're getting shot at. So I just remember the sound of it's santaana, so people will know the sound of the whistling bullets. Yeah.
Damn.
We've heard it. So people have heard it around here.
Damn, man, that's hardcore though. You're not knowing. You guys are going over there, and man, you have to be on your toes, huh?
Yeah.
It's a stress. I was saying it's stress, huh? It's stressful.
Yeah.
Is there times can you say like, we're chilling today, nothing's gonna happen? Is there ever something like that?
No. I mean, there's times where you're kind of relaxing. You get to play cards or something, and but you always have somebody kind of watching out. But you're playing cards or dominoes, just kind of trying to relax. But deep down, you're kind of that the enemy's out there and anything can happen at any moment. So you always have your weapon with you or right next to you, just ready. Yeah.
And you were telling me the other day on the phone that you also won medals.
Yeah. during that situation where we got ambushed at 3 in the morning, we got off the vehicle. We were sleeping in a Humvee, and there was about 5 of us in there, and we started receiving fire, and I remember, like I said, the sound of the whistling bullets coming down, you know, and it's scary. Like I said, war is scary. It's scary as hell. And I remember freezing a little bit. If it just feels cold, your hands, your fingers, everything feels cold. You feel numb. But then you start moving, and we got off the vehicle, and we were told to go seek cover behind the tires of the 10-ton vehicle. These are these huge trucks, and the tires, I mean, are about 4 feet tall. And so we went and we got behind these tires. And
they're bulletproof, pretty much. The tires. Well, it's just rubber, right? It's like rubber, right?
Yeah, it's all hard rubber.
Yeah. So they're not gonna go through it and pop.
No. I mean, they should have been, because we were always hiding behind them. Yeah. So they should have been bulletproof. So we hid behind them.
They weren't Michigan.
And we hid behind them, and we started taking count. And there were 4 of us instead of 5, and we're like, "Where's Doc? Where's Doc?" And you know, Doc, short for doctor, or that's what we call our corpsman, which is the medic, the company, our medic, mm-hmm. And he wasn't with us, and we were just asking, where is he, and I just it just hit me that I was like, he's probably still in the vehicle, and I just said it out loud, "I'll go get him," and I just started running. I just didn't think about it. I just started acting. I just started running and ran back to the Humvee, and I just remember hearing the sounds of the bullets again, just whizzing by, and I just started thinking, in my head, oh my God, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah.
And I'm like, any one of these can just hit me at any moment, and I'm like, oh Jesus, Doc, why are you making me do this? And I went and I opened the tailgate, and sure enough, he was there, kind of curled up like in the fetal position, shaking, and I grab him like, Doc, we gotta go. And he's like, I can't move, and I'm like, Doc, seriously, it's not safe here, we gotta go. And so he starts moving slowly. He started kind of like unfreezing himself, and I grabbed him by the arm, and as we started moving, I'm like, where's your his medical bag, which we need because if somebody gets hurt. And he's like, I don't know. And I looked back, and it was still in the vehicle. So I went in and I got it. So I'm carrying him, and I'm carrying his medical bag, and carrying my rifle. And we started running back, and we ran back to the back of the 10-ton vehicle. And I told the sergeant in charge of the unit right there, I'm like, he's here. I got him. Here's Doc. And they just say, good job, Sergeant C. Sergeant Castrejon, Sergeant C. Good job, Sergeant C. And when we came back, they presented me a medal for as the award says, guiding company corpsman out of the line of fire. So yeah.
Did you know, or like what they like? You obviously you're not thinking I'm gonna get an award. You do your thing. Did someone tell you like, hey, you know what? For what you did, you're gonna get an award? Or
I had kind of heard about it. There was word about it here and there that they were working on that. The company for the first sergeant was working on presenting me that. So I kind of knew.
Oh damn! What is that? What is that award called? It's not a medal.
It's a medal.
Okay.
The one they gave me, it's called the Navy and Marine Corps Achievement Medal.
Oh, okay.
So they gave me that one.
Oh, that's nice, man. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah. I'm trying to get a representative though to see if I can upgrade it, because um, I think that metal should actually be upgraded to something like not to be selfish here, but I honestly think like an action like that should be something like a bronze star, and so uh, the medal I got, it seems a little bit lower than than the bronze, like a bronze star medal. But
what is a bronze star medal usually? How do you get it?
It's for risking kind of like your life, or to help somebody, or go kind of like
well,
what
yeah,
I
you
did,
that,
I
huh?
guess.
Yeah,
Kinda
yeah.
like,
Well, you did. You risked your life to go get somebody else.
Yeah,
well, yeah,
I
you
think
deserve it.
Unless I've read the instructions on how to receive that medal wrong, but that's what it seems like.
Well, that's what it is, you know.
Yeah,
you saved a life. I mean, I don't know what medal you'll get, but
yeah,
you saved a life. You know?
So, but yeah, I'm gonna talk to a representative from the VA and work on that and see if I can upgrade that medal.
Well, good luck, man.
And not because I'm being selfish. It's because I have a box of my medals and a flag that was given to me by my last unit, and I would love to pass that on to my son. And if I can get a bronze star in there, that would be amazing to give to him, to pass that on to him, having that in there. So, like I said, I'm not trying to be selfish here. Upgrading the medal. I'm just trying to get it correct.
I mean,
If it's, I think that's the correct award.
Well,
yeah.
So if that's what it is, well, good luck, man. I hope you get it, and you deserve it.
Yeah,
you deserve it. And they don't give too many awards out, or do they?
No. You have to earn them. You have to earn them. So, no, I mean, they don't give too many awards. No.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it's in the Marine Corps we kind of laugh about this. In the Marine Corps you don't get too many awards. You have to earn them. You don't see too many Marines with a lot of ribbons or awards walking around, because you earn them. It takes a while. But we laugh at how other services, you see them and they're stacked with so many awards, and it's because sometimes they just give them to them for almost like anything.
Participation awards.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like, I think one of the services has a ribbon just for throwing a grenade during training.
What?
That's something that we do because we have to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. So.
Well, that's why they say the Marines